Hey folks, Happy New Year and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Brackin.
I'm Lindsay and this is Tiny Notes from Home.
We're about faith, family, and following Jesus, and we hope you'll join us for the rest of the journey. Today we are back on the road and we have a lot of catching up to do. So buckle in, come along on a ride with us to right here where we are today.
But where are we?
So we're excited to be back on the road again, and we're going to tell you all about it. But just so that we're all on the same page, let me catch you up to speed. There's been a lot going on.
We are a family of 7 and we have 5 boys.
We've been recording and singing music together for 4 years now. We used to live in a tiny house, but recently we've moved into a camper. So I can go on the music tour. We left for our music tour 5 months ago, back in the fall. We took some time to rest over the holidays. And now we're on our winter tour and we're headed south.
We're excited for the rest of this tour and spending some time in the warmth of Florida, we're really looking forward to when we return back to North Carolina, looking for a more permanent place to call home.
So Lindsay, how does it feel to be back to the vlog again?
Well, it feels good, but we did have a nice time off, resting and just kind of spending time as a family.
We took about 7 weeks back home between our fall tour and our winter tour, and 3 of those weeks we weren't vlogging at all, so we don't really have anything to show you. But about a week ago we kicked it back into high gear and got ready for this tour, which included...
We caught up on laundry, washed all of our clothes.
We also washed the van, we washed the camper, I got my tooth worked on, and then 4 days ago we started driving again. And right now we are in Mississippi. Mississippi. We love it here. I was born in Mississippi.
Well, it's a little colder than we thought it would be, but I think there's a cold front all through the south.
For this leg of our winter tour, we'll be on the road for about 5 weeks in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. We have 6 or 7 tour dates lined up, so please check our website. We'd love to connect with you guys on the road. All that to say is we're here in Mississippi, and I want to tell you a little bit about where we are. So I'm going to step outside. So right now we find ourselves in Macon, Mississippi, which is a really interesting community. At one point, I'm sure it was a thriving economy, but in 2016 it was cited as the poorest city in America based on the average household income and the poverty rate of 50%, with a 55% unemployment rate and 50% of households with only a mother. And so we met through Facebook 2 missionaries that have moved into this community and are using this old church building as an outreach center. They invited us to come here and do a concert, which we did just the other night. And I'd love to take you inside and show you around this really unique ministry that they have going on here. All right, so here we are inside of the Life Center with Jeff and Patrick. Patrick invited us out here, and we are so thankful to be with y'all for last night's program and to see your facility here today. In real brief, tell us a little bit about who you guys are.
Jeff and I both served overseas. Jeff joined me for an internship in Nigeria in '99. From there, we actually went to Belize, where we were there for 7 years in a Mayan Indian village.
Lived in a school bus, lived
in a school bus. So
Nice.
after Belize, we actually moved back to Nigeria, where we lived in a very rural, primitive village setting. We were the only vehicle that came in and out of the village.
Wow.
And we were there until 2016. And that's when we made the shift to come here to the States.
While you were in Nigeria, there was a harrowing experience, a kidnapping. Can you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was In Nigeria, Patrick had traveled back to the States, and this was actually the summer of 2015. Everything was moving along normally, and then one evening, 9 armed men showed up at our mission station and kidnapped me, and I was held for 6 days. And it ended up being obviously a big deal that involved the Nigerian government, the U.S. government, but ultimately, because of that, long story short, we ended up in Mississippi.
Okay, and here we are in Mississippi. That's a lot to just kind of skip over, I know. This is a large building, and we're in like a multi-purpose sanctuary.
We use it for Bible studies, we use it for children's programs. We can clear the chairs and the pews out and have activities in here, have craft time in here, have concerts.
Okay, so here we are in what looks to be a wood shop.
A part of our vision is to have a place where the young people can come to learn some basic life skills, work skills, and also focus on spiritual development. So the future young person could get a job. It's not to make them a master of those skills, but they could say, I have some basic woodworking skills, basic plumbing skills, basic electric skills. The other thing is just to bring in some of the children in this area and provide them with kind of that fatherly care and things that your father would teach you, where many of these children don't have a father at home to teach them just some of those basic skills.
Right, yeah. But that's not all you're doing in here.
Okay, so this is not necessarily the room which I'm an expert in, but this is our sewing and craft room. To be able to come in and have the young girls learn some basic sewing skills. Ultimately, it's to have an Etsy store that some of the youth here could be selling some of what they're putting together and making. And the possibilities are endless. Most of it's just to give some basic instruction and spend time with young people.
And this last room that you guys are working on right now is going to be turned into a recording studio?
Yeah, this is going to be a recording studio. So
this is great.
That's a big part of the vision. I know it's a big vision. Some people have a hard time latching onto that.
You know, our God is big. Mm-hmm. We can take our big plans to Him and say, Lord, we want to do your will. We want to have your heartbeat in this community. We want to use this space that otherwise is just sitting here unused, and we would encourage you to check it out. I'll link all of your stuff in the description below. This is a meaningful, worthwhile ministry to invest in. So thanks. God bless you for what you guys are doing.
We appreciate y'all for coming out too.
Yeah, thanks a lot. All right, I'm going to go check in with the family, and we will figure out where we're headed next on the rest of our trip. All right, folks, that's going to be it for us this week, and I don't know if you were inspired by this ministry here, but we certainly have been, and we want to do things like this, these creative, out-of-the-box kinds of things in our own life, and we encourage you to do the same. I don't know what that looks like for you. Our encouragement would be to look for opportunities to serve others with the resources that you have available to you. Lindsay, do you have any closing thoughts?
It's been a privilege to travel around and get to meet different people who are doing things for the Lord, and we've just been inspired, so we're looking forward to continuing to learn about what's happening all around the country.
And we want to connect with you, so be sure to check out our tour dates. Of course, if you're watching this well in the future, this doesn't apply, but nonetheless, we love you guys. God bless you.
And we'll see you next time.